So it is Friday, the 27th of January, 2023, and at the end of a week, one of the things I really like to do is before end of day on Friday, I plan or forecast the next week. This helps me put work down over the weekend. This helps me feel more prepared once I enter my action again on Monday morning. I don't know about you, but as an entrepreneur, I got a lot of projects that I'm working with. And so it's helpful for me to be able to organize my lists by which project it is. I use a tool called Monday.com. This is sort of my tactical dashboard. You'll see here I have the list of what the project is and then the brand in which that it's for. I'm sharing that with you because at the end of the week, what I like to do is to make sure that all of the action items that I have in my current goals that I'm working towards or projects that I'm working on, all written down. And so here I've added a couple. I've got to pay my student loan. I've got to pay my team. I've got to update some of my personal finances, make sure that that's up to par. So this is voice and impact. This is my personal stuff. So I'll change it to personal. This is also personal. And then I just keep it organized by the brand. So next what I'll do is I'll read through them and I'll determine their sense of priority. Criticals are obviously going to be the action items that I feel need to happen now. They're critical. High priority, medium priority, low priority. If nothing is your priority, nothing is your priority. If everything is your priority, nothing is your priority. And so having a clear sense of priority helps me get things done because then while I'm at my workstation, I'm not distracted by the decision-making process of, oh, what am I gonna do right now? And usually when I have that question, that's when I'm most susceptible to distraction. And so having a clear priority allows me to get to work. I'm just gonna play some music and actually go through and make my priority. Okay, so now I went through and I prioritized everything, but I don't know about you, when I look at this, it looks an awful lot like there's a lot of critical things, a lot of high, seems a little top heavy. And so when that happens, what I do is I just reevaluate. I read through it one more time and make sure that all of them feel accurate. So I'm gonna do it again. So I'm looking at when my next meeting is with my Enviro team, Enviro Clean team. I stumbled over that. But anyways, I'm meeting with him on Tuesday at noon, it looks like. So I want to make sure that I have that project done by then. And welcome to my calendar. But I was looking, bring it full circle here, so that I knew that I needed this done by Tuesday. Okay, back to music. One thing that might be helpful in this priority session, because there are necessarily so many criticals and so many highs, I also like to order them sometimes in importance. Like I need this stamp. It's not as important as any of these critical ones, but of the highs, it's most important. So I'm gonna throw it to the top. Back to music. So another thing that for me oftentimes gets forgotten about when it comes to action items is the planning phase. Sometimes I feel like I've struggled with, I need to act, I need to be getting things done, I need to be getting things done. But sometimes it's helpful, I've said sometimes so many times, I'll get used to this, I think. It's helpful to zoom out so that when you're acting, you have a full understanding of all of the pieces that need to be put into place. And I've got to update a membership site, and it's a third version, put a plan together for that. That wasn't on the list yet. Yeehaw. Okay, so now I'm going to estimate how long the task will take me in minutes. Sometimes I know I don't want to get something done in one sitting. So in this case, this podcast episode, episode 7, the finale of season 1, I don't like doing in one sitting because I want to listen to it and then I'll probably take a break and then I'll come back and finish it. I want to do it in 2 sections. So a 60-minute, 30-minute signifies to me that's how I'm going to put it on my calendar. All right, back to music. Another thing that comes to mind is I like to think in 15-minute increments. I would never put 20 minutes for something. I would just either discern in my head, is it 15 or is it 30? When it comes to actually scheduling, which is the next sort of step, I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, from here, I've just timed out the critical ones. There's 9 tasks that need to be complete. One of the things I would caution or inform is I don't necessarily always estimate everything out the entire time. Sometimes it's helpful to just get the critical ones, throw those on the calendar, get them done, make the intentional progress, and then come back into the plan. And so the reason I'm saying that is because in my journey, sometimes it's felt as though I need to have a master plan of 100% of everything in order for me to feel like I can actually make progress. What I'm saying here is working too much without a master plan is out of balance. Planning too much that you don't actually get any work done is also out of balance. Both of those forces, the forces of action, of getting things done, and the forces of more observation and seeing from a higher perspective and planning, both of those forces are very important. What I would do next is I would take my calendar and I would look at it. Now, I just got back from a pretty immersive experience of being out of town, supporting somebody that I love. So I'm feeling a little burnt out. For that reason, I'm probably going to take this weekend off. I got back on Tuesday and it's been kind of nonstop meetings. So I'm really intentionally going to take this weekend off. So next week, this is what my calendar looks like so far. I've got 6 calls with either current clients or prospects or just new community relationships. I've got 8 meetings through Zoom with internal clients or team members. And then I've got my band rehearsal, I've got church on Sunday. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and transfer them over to the calendar. And I'm going to think about it in a way that doesn't structure it so I don't have time for transition. That's another thing that I've really struggled with over the years is I would schedule a meeting and then, not allow time for me to just quickly go get a new bottle of water or take a 10-minute break or go for a walk or whatever it may be. Allowing space in between is really helpful. And that space could be 15 minutes, that space could be 30 minutes, it would depend on context. But anyways, let's build this out. So I've already got a pre-existing structure of when I know I'm gonna be meeting people. I've got to launch the Scrub campaign for Unity. That's a good thing to get done right after LinkedIn. How many minutes did it say? 45, okay. Unity email scrub. I need to get the MMM calendar system drafted. That's 45 minutes. So in this context, I would take a little break here and start right at the 30 mark. So I would go Amy Tyson, who is brilliant, by the way, master plan. That's 2 off the list. I've got some needs for EnviroClean. Looks like a 30-minute session and a 60-minute session. So I would go right like that. EnviroClean. This would be for web update. And then look at that. This would be EnviroClean review card. And then I've got my tactical meeting with my team. So if it's something that I get done regularly, like updating my finances, engaging on LinkedIn, or creating content, I just have it on my calendar ongoing so that there's always room on my calendar for those tasks. I tend to treat my tasks like I would treat a meeting if my boss was present, right? Because as an entrepreneur, we don't have a boss. But it's so fascinating that when we're in an employer role and our boss is present at a meeting, you bet your ass you're gonna be there, right? So let's keep going. This is going to be a fairly intense time, right? If I look at this is from 11:30 to 3:30, no breaks. Now, I tend to take a 15-minute every couple of hours, or sometimes even more. So this conversation usually has only been a half hour. So I'm just gonna update that. Now that day is already looking pretty well packed. I'll probably start cooking dinner here. We'll leave it at that. Next up is podcast episode 7 finale. This is supposed to publish on Tuesday. So this has got to be prioritized. Complete by Saturday. And we'll move it up here. Pay the bill. This is probably going to happen Tuesday. We'll do it at 9:30. Then I've got a discovery call. Master plan, 45 minutes. I think I got them all. Oh, update personal finances. That's a big one. Probably want to break it up into 2. Sometimes that one is just exhausting. I'll just put it here for now. Okay, so now I have all the critical things on the calendar while still leaving room on the calendar for things that'll come up because we can't plan for everything. There's always that email that surfaces of something that went wrong or someone who needs something or a new opportunity that is important to grab. It's important to leave wiggle room for that. But I have all of my critical tasks of all of the projects that I'm working on across all of these brands on my calendar, and I'm going to treat them like I would treat the meeting if I was going to a meeting with my boss. Now, I'm also weird, so I like to color code things. So I do gray for content, this dark one for sort of more development, brand development, web development, green for money, for accounting sort of things, orange for meetings, usually over Zoom. I do red for meetings that I need to go somewhere, or prospects, or new community members. Saturday, probably, I will do the remaining week with the high priority. Just right now, as it comes to a Friday, I'm ready to leave the office and be done for a little while. So I hope this is helpful. I hope your week is rounding out peacefully, or whatever it is that you might need. I'll see you next time. Oh my God, none of that was recording? Oh yeah, it was. Oh my God, I thought none of that was recording. Okay, goodbye.